Hello everybody, it is your girl Bria Van Kooten and welcome back to another video. So on today's video, we are starting a new segment here on the channel. I love bringing new videos, new ideas to my channels. And today we are starting off with a new one. We are doing the style evolution. I wrote it down in my notes. I've been wanting to do it for a long time. And yeah, today is the day. So basically what the style evolution is, I'm gonna pick one person, a celebrity, and I'm gonna go through from the beginning to current of their style evolution. We're gonna talk about what they're wearing, what they wore during this time period, what they wore here. If it's a musician, we're gonna talk about what they wore in this album, what they wore in this music video, what they wore in this tour. We're basically gonna go through their whole style discography, if you will. I'm super excited to start this little segment here. I love talking about celebrity fashion. I love talking about fashion and style in general. So I'm excited. I'm excited to get into it. So as you guys can read by the title, today we are starting off with Miss Janet Demita Jo Jackson. Miss Jackson if you're nasty. We're going to be talking about her style evolution. Yes, y'all. We're going to go through it from the beginning, which is her childhood because she's been famous since she was a child, to now current day adult Janet. So I'm super excited to get into it. This is gonna be multiple parts. This is only part one of the Janet style evolution because she has so many iconic style moments. For every album and every era that she went through, her style transitioned into whatever era she was in. So this is just part one of Janet Jackson's style evolution. So stay tuned for part two and maybe a part three because yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot that we can talk about Janet. So this is style evolution, Janet Jackson part one. Before we get into it, I definitely want to say, of course, check out my recent vlog that I posted on Monday. I believe it was Monday or Tuesday. But I posted a vlog and it's basically another little segment that I'm starting here on the channel, and it is my day-to-day life as a wardrobe stylist. It is a vlog series. I'm going to be posting that once a month. So I'm basically going to take you guys on the journey of me growing my styling business and show you guys the ins and outs day-to-day of what goes on. So definitely go check that video out. I will link it up here in the cards. That was episode 1, and then episode 2 will be going up later on this month. Like I said, I'm gonna post that vlog series once a month. Without further ado, let's get into it. We are, like I said, we're gonna do the style evolution, Janet Jackson. Super excited to get into it. So first things first, we're gonna start off as Janet as a child, all right? Because we already know Janet has been in this business since she was a child. Of course, she is the youngest of the Jackson family, so she has been in this business for forever. Janet as a child, of course, around like 7, 8 years old, she started performing with her brothers. If you guys watched the Janet's documentary back in January, you already know she talked about this in the documentary. She was performing with them. They had a variety show in Las Vegas. She was a child in Vegas, living it up, okay? Performing and looking oh so cute because the little outfits that they used to have her in, like, look at this little outfit, like the little sequin little dress, and then they had her in the dresses with the boa. They always had her in like a cute little halter dress, which was super cute, very child girly, but a little pop of like a performer child, because you know you got the little sequin moment, and that is a performance outfit. A lot of performers have on like sequins and diamonds and glitter and sparkles and feathers and fur. Like, it gives drama. So, and of course the outfit matches her brothers. They always had that cohesion of matching. Of course they're performing together, so they have to. And then this little boa moment. She always had like a fly ass boa, giving you sass, giving you attitude, walking. Like, I love those like little Janet videos with her like walking on the stage, just giving you hot mama, like a hot child. Like, she's so freaking cute. The little boa, like, look at her, adorable. They'll updo the little bow. It's giving child performer. Like, that's what it is giving. So cute. One thing I noticed with watching, like seeing her child performances and seeing photos, she wore a lot of dresses. And that is very childlike. Even when I was a child, like I look back at my photos and I always had on like a cute little dress. Some type of like flowy, flouncy lace, little halter, little skinny strap vest. Dress. So, and then another thing with her child, she said that as well, where she was kind of tomboyish as a child. And you see this look with her and Latoya. She has on like the high-waisted, wide-leg bell-bottom pants with the little floral button down. Super cute. Like, it's such a cute look. It's giving very much 70s. The younger days, like Child Janet, like when she was performing with her brothers, it was very dressy and girly, and then as she got older it transitioned into the more tomboy like style, so which you see here with the bell bottoms, which a lot of women wore during that time, but she just wore it in the child version. Super cute. Then we get into 1982. We're gonna fast forward to 1982, which was her first album, self-titled Janet Jackson, when she was 16 years old. And for this era, it gave very preppy. That was the vibe that I got, like, while I was looking through the photos during this time period and the photos during this era. It gave very preppy, very cutesy. You know, she's 16, so it was still giving childlike, but adolescent, preppy vibes. As you guys see in this photo right here, she has a red sweater with the white button down and a little tie tied into like a little bow tie, giving very preppy vibes. The makeup was very light, very cute, of course, because she's 16, she's still a child, so they kept it very light, not nothing too heavy. And then, you know, Janet loves the little hoops with the little hoop. And then this other photo of her, again, still giving that preppy moment. We have the black button down. And, of course, it's 1982, so we got the nice little shoulder pads moment. The shoulder pads in the shirt. Very, very chic with the red suspenders, red tie, black pants. And then, you know, the signature hoop earrings with the earring in the ear. And then we incorporate a little suit moment. You know, she has the little light pink suit with the white button down, which Janet in her career, as we go through the style evolution, you will see she wore a lot of blazers and suiting and pantsuits. So this was the beginning of that. Of course, as we just talked about, going back to her as a child in the 70s, she wore the wide leg bell bottoms, the high-waisted bell bottom pants with the button down. So they always kept, she basically had similar aesthetics, but as time went on, it just grew. You know, like I said, she was 16 during this time, was singing about if you want me, say you do. So it gave that like light, cutesy, fun, young girl vibe. Like that was what her style gave during this time period. And then we jump 2 years later. Boom, Janet drops Dream Street in 1984, which was her second album. And then for me, this era, it continued with the preppy style, but now at this point she's 18. So in age, now she's an adult. And so even though it still had the preppy moments, to me, it's still, like I said, her style had the same aesthetic, but it grew. So for me, it still had the preppy vibe, but it grew. Like, to me, they stepped up with like colors and hair and makeup. I feel like the makeup was a little bit more. Now she's 18. The hair was more done up. And one thing I could say with Janet's style era, not only with her fashion sense, but her makeup, she was daring with the clothes, she was daring with the makeup, she was daring with the hair. Like she kept it fresh, she updated it, she changed it, and that's what I love. Like I was saying in the beginning, as each album and each progression, her style went along, and her makeup and hair and everything went along with that era. She was never afraid to take a risk. So when we're talking about the Dream Street era, I felt like there was a growth. We still kept the same preppy tomboy style, but it was a growth when it came to hair and makeup and the colors that she wore. As you see in this, she has on like the tomato orangey blazer with the tie and then the white button down. So it still has that preppy look, but boom, as you guys can see, the makeup is definitely a little bit more heavy, then the hair is a little bit more gaudy. So it it definitely grew as time went on. And then we jump into this look. You guys can see, like I said, added in a little bit more color. We got the neons, and then we have a little pink, blue. The hair is a little bit more big. And then the same outfit, we see her with her first husband, James DeBarge. So, you know, 18, now she's married. So we're getting the grown Janet, like she's 18 now. So, and at this point, during Dream Street, she was still under her dad's wing of like him controlling her career. So she was still trying to find herself and trying to find her style and her look and what she really wanted. So this was these two eras of 1982 and 1984. During that time period, she was now finding herself and growing. Of course, she's 16, 17, 18, 19. This is the time when you're coming from a child, adolescent into a young adult. So you're now finding yourself, you're growing, you're seeing what you like, what you don't like in all aspects of your life. And then we jump, y'all, 2 years later to Control. 1986, we get the Control album. And this is when Janet took control of her music, of herself, of her style. She fired her dad. This is when she was like, I'm gonna do me. When it came to her music, when it came to her style, like, you definitely see the change and the growth. Even with just her, to me, when you look at like her videos, you see her growing into this young adult and her getting more like confident and performing on the stage. Like, even though to me as a child, she still had that confidence, but you know, when you get to like that weird teenage age, you kind of like subdue, and then as time goes on, you get back into that like childhood where carefree, where you don't care anymore. You see like that progression as going from back from the Janet Jackson album into Control. And then let's sidetrack a little bit with, because I was looking at like the album position of when her albums drop. So if you talk about the Janet Jackson album, you just see the progression also in album sales, not only like style. I know this is like music channel talk, but I love facts and statistics and numbers. So when we look back at the Janet, like, it's crazy how when you like take control of what you want to do, you see the gain and the progression, you know, because the Janet Jackson album and the Dream Street album, she was kind of being, even though she wanted to do music and she wanted to sing, she was kind of being pushed into it by her dad. So we see like the Janet Jackson album, it was number 63 on the chart. Dream Street album was number 147 on the charts. And then when we jumped to Control, it went to number 1 on the charts, because at that moment she took control of what she wanted and she was doing what she wanted to do. So we see when you do what you want to do and you're happy in that, doing that, you see how much you grow and how other people see that, and how you doing what you want is shown to the world, and that good is attracted to you and the good is coming to you because you're now pushing what you want to do. So yeah, we gonna talk about, you know, I had to bring up the little numbers in that, because then even when we get into Rhythm Nation 1814, again, number 1, Janet, number 1, because at that point she's doing what she wants to do. She's happy in her zone. She's not being controlled. She's doing what she wants to do. So yes, of course we talk about the style evolution, but we have to also talk about like the progression of where her career went and her albums when she went into what she wanted to do, wearing what she want to wear, singing what she wants to sing, doing the treatments of music videos that she want to do. Like, it really is true that you have to do what you want to do and be happy in that to see progression and growth. So I love that. But yeah, let's get back into the Control album. Like I said, 1986, at this point Janet is 20 years old. At this point she, like I said, taking control of her career, her style, her music videos, taking control of herself, taking control of her personal life, because at this point she was annulled. Her marriage was annulled with James DeBarge. So she's just taking control back at this point in all aspects of her life, which is really, really motivational to see, you know? Like, you have to live your life for you at the end of the day, because it's your life. So for me, I would say as the evolution of her style grew, it gave more glamour. With this era, it still gave preppy with the element of grunge. Whether it be the outfits, the makeup, the hair, as we see in this photo right here. Like, we have the big hair with the big curly hair with the purple lipstick and then the purple eyeshadow. Like, that, it gave grunge. We see the grunge vibe coming in. We see her all black era coming in. We see the black gloves. We see the silver utility accessories, which this look transitioned into Rhythm Nation 1814, because in Rhythm Nation she gave us all black looks. So she gave us a lot of all black looks, which I really loved. And this, you see, like I said, you see the transition of each era. We still kept a little bit of the preppy, but then we added, boom, a little bit of that grunge situation, a little rock and roll type of vibe. So right now we're gonna watch a little bit of the Control music video, because we're talking about the album, and you know, let's watch a little bit of the music video. Because at this point, she was taking, like I said, we taking control. And this, to me, set the precedent for the rest of her career. From this moment on, it was like, fuck it. And I love that for her. Good job. See? Like, we see, even in that, she has on the blazer, she has on the pant, you see that preppy, and then we add in the grunge, we have the hair, and then we have in the accessories, the silver big chunky gaudy necklace with the big chunky silver gaudy belt. So that adds in the element of the grunge look. When I was 17, I did what people told me, and then my mother molded me. But that was long ago. I'm in it. Yep, I'm never gonna stop to get what I want. I told you, this era set the precedent for the rest of her career. If you've never watched a Control video, in the beginning, she's telling, we have Janet Dubois. She played her mom in the music video. She played Catherine, of course. And she's telling her mom and dad in the video that she wants to get her own place. She got a little apartment. She already put down the down payment. She's gonna take control. She's leaving. She's doing her. So, and then we lead in, we see her and Jimmy Jam and the boys outside. She's like, he's like, you ready for your performance? And then it leads into the performance, which we're seeing right now. So the video just took you on, it told you the story, which this era of music videos, again, this is, I love, because I love a video that tells a story. We see her telling a story of, okay, I'm taking control, and then we see her into the performance, which I love the aspect of them telling that story in the beginning, because it gave a prequel of what the song is about and what she's performing. And you see the freedom while you watch the performance. You see the freedom and how she looks happy. Like, you see, she's like, yeah, I'm doing me, I'm taking control of my career. So I will make sure to link the Control video down below in my description box. Of course, you guys can watch the whole thing if you never have, or if you want to watch it again, you know, watch it again, of course, because why not? It's a great video. So like I said, this video is the part 1, because our next era, this is where we're gonna end off with, which is Rhythm Nation 1814. In 1989, Janet dropped that album, and that just took off and transcended a whole nother thing for Janet. Like, that Control definitely started that, but then Rhythm Nation just like skyrocketed and took it to the next level, because that album and that tour and everything around that was just iconic. Like, Control was iconic, but then it's like, boom, you took it to the next level. Like, especially when you drop an album like Control, you like, I know people were waiting, like, what is she about to do next? Because you have to take it up from there. And she definitely stepped it all the way up with Rhythm Nation. And so at this point, Janet was 23 years old when Rhythm Nation came out. This era to me was very grunge, bangy, with the element of rock. In Control, we talked about her doing like the grunge, and then to me it transitioned. That was her just setting up the grunge rock vibe and then transitioning it into the Rhythm Nation era. Let's talk about a look. You know, we gotta talk about the look. So we have this look with her with the blazer, the cropped military style blazer with the pant, which it still gave that blazer preppy. She still had that, like I said, to me, for her whole career, she still has that element of the preppy tomboy, but it just grew and grew into different elements. For this element, like I said, we got the grunge rock vibe. So we have the all black, and I said she gave us, you see like the metal pieces. We have the metal on the gloves, we have the metal on the belt, the metal on the blazer, the metal in the ears. And then with this era, to me, we got a lot of all black, a lot of all black moments, which black symbolizes power. And of course, you guys know with this album, she was talking about what was going on in the world, race and misogyny and sexism and being a feminist, and she was just talking about all the things that was going on in the world, specifically racism and race, and just knowing, just having the knowledge and the power. She came out in all black, which, like I said, signifies and symbolizes power. And that was the strength. She came in the all black, and I have power, I have strength, and I'm here with something to say. I'm not just this cute girl that's singing and dancing. I have something to say, and something that you guys need to listen to. Pay attention. Control was just the beginning. I'm here with a message, you know? And I'm gonna say that with her and Michael, like, their music has a message. Their music videos have a message. Like, you have to listen and you have to watch. You have to keep your eyes open and peeled, because there's always something to be learned. There's always a message. And Control helped the girls be like, I'm taking control of my life. And the Rhythm Nation helped the girls be like, oh shit, there's some shit going on in this world, and Janet is telling us to be better. Like, so like I said, each era was just iconic to me, because not only with the style, but with just the messages and everything surrounding it. So now we get into this look. Of course, you know, the iconic Rhythm Nation jacket that sold last year in her auction. That jacket sold for almost $82,000, like 81 and change. $82,000 is sold in her auction at Julian's auction last year. And yeah, you know, this iconic moment, the iconic look. We have the all black with the silver metal accents all over. You guys know what it is. She got the little light red lip. Like I said, giving you very grunge, rock, chic, very bangy, and I stan. So yeah, then of course we get into, I talked about it earlier, the iconic hoop earring with the key in it, which was an actual working key. If you guys did not know, fun fact, Jenny has talked about this many a times. That key was for her to open the cages, because they had animals and stuff, and she still had to do chores and take care of the animals. So that key was an actual working key that she had to open to clean the cages from the animals that they had at home. So yeah, that was a fun fact that I found out years ago, but looking at it now, I'm like, that's cute. And again, talk about her style, trendsetter, because a lot of people were literally walking around with the hoop earring with a key in it, not knowing that that was an actual key, that was like a working key for her to do things. But like, she was a trendsetter because people thought that was cool as hell, and they was walking around. So trendsetter, icon, the blueprint. Then we get into the Billboard. This is during this era. This was in 1990, the Billboard Music Awards. And this is when she was getting into her sexy bag, okay? You know, but Janet, the thing is about Janet, she has this like natural like sex appeal. Even if she's wearing something tomboyish or whatever, it still has the element of sexy in it. And she exudes this like natural sex appeal. So she was getting into her sexy bag right here. This is before the Janet era. This was the beginning of the Janet era before we got into it. And she was like, really like, oh, I'm out here, right? Y'all about to see this body. I've been working. We're going to talk about the Janet era in part 2, all right? We're going to talk about it in part 2. This is part 1. But we see the Billboard Music Awards. This look was so freaking fly. She had the little cropped, long blazer. We have the little bralette. It's giving very like, let me take off these glasses, honey. It's giving very like satin, silky pants. And then we brought in that element of the metal belt, of course, going back to like her performance when she was performing. Look, boom, metal belt in that look. And then even going back to where we were just watching the Control video, she had the big gaudy like metal belt. So you saw elements brought in from each era. Like I said, the transition from each era, it still had little elements of the previous era, but we grew it to the next level. Like, and I love that. I love it. But this look is so freaking fly. She looks good. Of course, the all black with the red lip. That was the signature, if you didn't notice. The all black red lip, of course, because all black look with a red lip till this day is still a moment. And then, of course, with this era, we had the Rhythm Nation tour, which, y'all, setting records again, of course. The most successful debut tour in history. Period. Out of any artist. The most successful debut tour in history. In her story. Okay? Rhythm Nation tour. So we're going to talk about some looks from the Rhythm Nation tour, of course, because we're talking about the Rhythm Nation era. So, boom. First look we're going to talk about, we have this long blazer. We have the velvet collar on the top. I love the mixture of the textures, cotton with the velvet, and then we get into like the leather boots. I love the different material transition that we have. The leather glove and the leather boot, the cohesion of both, and so good. Again, all black. We have a little light red lip situation going on. We got the light curly here. So good. Such a good look. Like, a very good performance look, but she could also transition this out of performance, like just a day-to-day, just walk around, which she has done. So one of the looks from the tour. Another look from the tour, the iconic, you already know, the iconic Rhythm Nation look with the jacket, like I said, that sold last year for $82K. And then the belt, the metal belt, the leather boots, all black, red lip, signature. This, when you are in a certain era, there's certain things I feel like you should be like a focal point in a signature, and you can bring that in, but then change it up. Like I said, in this era, she did a lot of all black. We're representing social justice. We're representing fighting for equality. And all black, like I said, symbolizes that power. So we had the all black with the red lip. So I love that. And then we get into another look from this tour. And of course, the iconic All Right video performance outfit. She wore a suit like this in the video. She had multiple suits like this. One in the video, and then when she performed at different shows, when she performed live at different concerts, she brought out the same. She had a yellow one, I remember. She had, of course, the black with the pinstripe, but it's always that oversized long blazer with the large brim fedora. This is the All Right moment. So I love this look. I love the pinstripe blazer. Again, we have the long black boots. We have the white button down. We added a little bit of white because, of course, like I said, with this era, we did a lot of black. So we added in the little pinstripe. So we have a little bit of white. I always love a blazer moment. And again, bringing in that preppy moment from the previous eras and bringing it in. We have a blazer situation going on. So I like that. And it's just different because, of course, when we started off with her eras, we started off as her from a child, and then going into the Janet Jackson album and Dream Street, we had a lot of color going on. So to see it go from like a lot of color and brightness, and then we transition into very all black and dark. So you definitely see it's definitely evident in her style evolution. So yeah, the final part of this I'm going to talk about this era, we have to talk about another iconic moment. And also in 1990 she received her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and of course she wore the Rhythm Nation outfit. You know, you have the jacket, the hat, the boots, you know, the iconic earring. So she had to pull out. You talking about this, the Rhythm Nation era, this is what you see, again, you take something from an era and you're gonna make it known. So she brought it to the Hollywood Walk of Fame as she accepted, and yeah, this is the Rhythm Nation era, y'all. So we're gonna end off with the Rhythm Nation era. This is part 1 of the Janet Jackson style era. I'll definitely be back with part 2. We're gonna discuss the Janet era. We're gonna discuss the Velvet Rope era. We're gonna discuss Discipline. We're gonna discuss 20YO. We're gonna discuss every single era and the fashion moments and fashion choices. And of course, as her eras expand and move on, we're gonna talk about so many more looks, because there's the VMAs in 1995 when she came with the pervert shirt, and then it's the Oscars moment when she was nominated for Again, and so many good moments, so many good fashion moments that I'm excited to get into it. I hope you guys enjoyed this part 1. Definitely stay tuned for part 2. Definitely comment down below. Let me know what you think of this type of video. And of course, let me know what was your favorite look throughout these eras that I'm talking about. And comment down below, what look would you like me to discuss from any of Janet's eras? Because I'll definitely come back and go back and talk about some of the looks, because I love looking through like fashion moments throughout the year. So definitely comment that down below as well. Of course, like the video, subscribe to my channel to see more. Follow me on my social medias at Bria Van Kooten, my Instagram, my Twitter, and my TikTok. And yeah, we'll be back, y'all. Stay tuned for part 2 coming soon. Go check out my previous videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, love, deuces.